Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Where's the piss bottle? It's over there.
Alright, people. Anthony Joshua versus Oleksandr Usyk. The rematch, now official. August 22nd in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Now, I done my video on Oleksandr Usyk. 3 reasons why I feel he beats Anthony Joshua again. And as is the way I done it with Dylan White Tyson Fury one, I will do 3 reasons why I feel one fighter beats the other and vice versa. So this is 3 reasons why I feel Anthony Joshua can beat Oleksandr Usyk. Now bear in mind, I haven't done a pick on this fight. I think most people know who I'll be going for, but it's not inconceivable either guy can win in the way I described. As in the way I described with Oleksandr Usyk, his ring IQ, his straight left hand, his movement. But there is things Anthony Joshua can do. And I fully believe that if he does do this, he stands a great chance of defeating Oleksandr Usyk. And funny enough, what he's been saying about maybe coming in heavier and really going just for the jugular for Usyk, yeah, I don't have this as one of those reasons. Not to say that that reason necessarily won't work. It could potentially if he looks to employ it. But I could see that backfiring especially if, before I get into my 3 reasons here, you had a lot of people bizarrely say that AJ needs to pack weight on after the Oleksandr Usyk loss back in September, to which my reply was, have you ever seen AJ tackle? Have you ever seen AJ when he was in the mid 250s or the low 250s? He didn't look good. And his stamina is not amazing in the low 240s. It really wasn't good in the 250s. He was slower. He was a lot more stationary. The excess weight, I don't think will help AJ at all in the slightest. If anything, it'll be to his detriment, because if he can't get rid of Usyk in a few rounds, or at least the first half of the fight, he is going to need an absolute age to recover. So it's not one of them. But these are little things that AJ does, and a weakness of Oleksandr Usyk, which I believe AJ will be able to exploit. Now, I'll start with one of the first reasons why I feel Anthony Joshua can beat Oleksandr Usyk, and it's a reason that I think a lot of people tend to overlook this, bizarrely. Oleksandr Usyk to the chin has shown a very good chin throughout his career. At cruiserweight, taking shots from Akaseev, who's a tremendous puncher, really is a wicked puncher. One of the bigger punchers in boxing, like Akaseev, is tremendous. He took some shots to the head, big right hand in the 3rd round. I want to say no problem, but he certainly was able to stay on his feet. So he's never shown a fragile chin. However, look here on screen. These are a couple of Usyk's amateur fights. As we just bring it up on screen there, this was in 2009. Usyk doing what he does. Big body shot goes in. Usyk takes a count. That was in 2009. Here's 2011 against Beterbiev, of all people. Beterbiev's in red, lands a body shot, down goes Usyk. Alright, and that's Artur Beterbiev, who just recently knocked out Joe Smith Jr. Look at that, body shot from Beterbiev, down goes Usyk. World Series of Boxing at heavyweight. Magdamov, boom, straight right to the body, down goes Oleksandr Usyk. Again, not down with headshots. Alright, Oleksandr Usyk not been knocked down by headshots, but there could be a fragility there to the body. Now, the first 2, you could turn around and say, gee, in 2009, he might even have been still a light heavyweight. And in 2011, it certainly was a heavyweight. He could have been cutting a bit of weight. I know in the amateurs, it's same day weigh-in, so you're not cutting the weight. But nevertheless, your body still may not be fully where it needs to be. But that last clip was a heavyweight in the World Series of Boxing in 2013. And Usyk was still dropped by a straight of all shots to the body. Could there be a fragility there? At the end of the day, let's take someone, for example, who's shown a bit of fragility to the body. Keith one-time Thurman. Now, Keith Thurman, in terms of his punch resistance to the chin, he's not got a granite chin. He certainly doesn't. You wouldn't turn around and say his chin's up there with, Golovkin or someone like that, or it's that good. It's not. But he's not got a weak chin. Certainly not. Yeah, he's been down by Pacquiao and stuff like that, but the speed of Pacquiao, especially early on, I think kind of got to Keith Thurman a bit. but he's always shown decent enough whiskers. However, he's been hurt several times in his career to the body. I mentioned Triple G. Triple G, historically, one of the best chins in boxing. Historically, you can't argue Triple G's chin is tremendous. Derevchenko was able to hurt Triple G to the body. There's nothing you can really do about that. There's no real way. You can pack excess muscle onto the body. What I mean by that is you can just chisel it up a bit, do more sits. But I don't think that really will solve anything. It seems to me as though if you've got a chink in the body, there's no real way around it. And if you look at someone who's known to have a particularly good chin at heavyweight, Joe Joyce, Brian Jennings, not a particularly devastating puncher at heavyweight. Well, he had Joe Joyce hurt to the body in their fight a couple of years ago. So the body is something that I think is very interesting on Usyk, and it could be a weakness that not enough people exploit, because when do you really see fighters go to Oleksandr Usyk's body? It's very seldom. And AJ in the first fight was headhunting. He spent that whole fight. He did actually try and go to the body a bit in the kind of mid-rounds when he was having most of his success, but he was ended up getting countered and he was getting hit in the head by Oleksandr Usyk, which is one thing you need to be wary of. When you're a taller guy of Anthony Joshua's size and dimensions, when you're going to a smaller opponent's body, and certainly when it's significantly smaller as it is with Usyk, you do run the risk of getting hit with headshots because you're bringing yourself down to their level. And Oleksandr Usyk, as I showed in my 3 keys to why Usyk wins, he's great at sensing the attacks. When he was sensing the attacks from Anthony Joshua, when the hand was going around the back of his head, he was instantly known, move that arm up, block from any uppercuts, blocking the body at the same time. So Usyk is good in that sense, but it could be a potential weakness. Now, Anthony Joshua has 2 trainers. It is what that is. I'm not really going to touch on that too much in this video, but one of his trainers, Angel Fernandez. Now, Angel Fernandez is a trainer we first saw implement little bits of his style into AJ's game in the Alexander Povetkin fight. Now, Povetkin, not too dissimilar in terms of dimensions to Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk is a much better fighter. No respect to Povetkin, he's a different style. He's more a mover. Povetkin's a front foot counter puncher. But let's look at Anthony Joshua. And let's look at what he was doing to negate a lot of the work that Povetkin was doing, and what he also did to fatigue and tire Povetkin out. Here's a little clip on screen. We're going to look at this here. So, AJ using his jab, low left hand, but look at that 1-2 to the body, comes up to the head. Let's have a look at this in slow-mo, right? Left hand down low, Povetkin bites on that jab, moves back, moves the head back, but AJ down low, jab to the body and right hand to the body. So you see there, and he obviously looks to launch an attack on Povetkin. It doesn't come to anything to the head, but nevertheless, he's landed those 2 shots to the body. He's holding that left hand down low, which for Anthony Joshua, it means several things. Your opponent is always looking, it's always having to change peripheral vision, because he's looking up to see where the right hand's coming from, but he's also looking down then because the left hand's down low. It also means that you can actually hook easier off the left hand because it is down low. But AJ threw a jab there, and he instantly realised, okay, Povetkin's moving his head back and his whole body back. That's his head. His body's staying stationary. So he doesn't just launch a jab to the body, he lands a 1-2 to the body. Now, this was prevalent in that fight with Angel Fernandez. Was obviously worked with Rob McCracken as well, but it was real Angel Fernandez. You really seen it in the Povetkin fight more than any. That Angel Fernandez's style really was put on Anthony Joshua. Let's have a look at this again. Look at this. Jab, head moves back from Povetkin, 1-2 to the body. And obviously launches the attack. Let's look at it again. Alright. Jab going to go out. Povetkin dodges it with the head, takes a step back. AJ realizes, okay, you want to do that. You want to move your head, take a step back. Here's some body shots for you. And you weren't ready for that. And obviously, as I said, the attack comes to nothing. So, some good work there from Anthony Joshua, and it's an interesting one. And also, again, from this Povetkin fight, here's another body attack he does. And look at the little step on AJ's feet. And look at his hand positioning in this as well. AJ against Povetkin, Usyk, similar dimensions to Povetkin. Obviously very different. He would read that situation different. Nevertheless, look at it here. Again, here we go. AJ up on his toes. Look at that. Bounce on his toes. Left hand down low. Jab to the body. Jab to the body. Right to the head. So look at it again in slow-mo. Moving feet from Anthony Joshua. Left hand down low. Povetkin thinking. Jab to the body. Still looking up head, another jab to the body. Right hand just misses. What he was doing there, he was doing two things. One, he was actually taking the energy out of Povetkin with them jabs to the body. Because Povetkin, as you saw, his eyes are locked at Anthony Joshua's face. He's looking to see where that right hand's coming from, but the jabs to the body are hitting him. That ultimately took the steam out of Povetkin. It could potentially do the same to Usyk, because one of Usyk's biggest strengths is his superior footwork, is his foot speed. If you're jabbing him consistently to the body, and you're actually putting the right hand in front of that, or behind it, 1-2 to the body, you will take the legs away from Oleksandr Usyk. You will slow him down. He will become more stationary. You will take that movement away. If AJ struggles with the movement, how do you combat that? Well, you go to the body, you try and take his legs away. If you're headhutting all fight, I mean, Usyk can see a lot of them shots coming. Yeah, he walked onto a few right hands, but nothing major in the first fight. If you're switching it up to the body, and you're throwing them jabs to the body, Usyk's not really defending them, he's taking them, it's going to slow him down. It's going to take the air out of the tires. And as well as that, as I said, AJ keeping that left hand down low, giving Povetkin something to think about. And as well as that, he's not having to move his arms down or anything like that while he has it up in the air, because it serves two purposes. One, the left hand is down low, so it's already going towards the target. You're already pointing it towards the target. And you're Anthony Joshua, you're 6'6", 245 pounds. You will be tired. Your arms will be tired holding them up like that. So holding it down low, it actually benefits you in terms of you won't be fatiguing your arms. Because someone that big, your arms are going to get tired holding them up for 12 rounds. They will. That's going to happen. Certainly with someone like Anthony Joshua, who I feel might have a bit of lactic acid build up there, it's going to be a problem. So there are two of my reasons. First off is Usyk's body. Potentially a weakness. Potentially. And second, AJ's jab. His low left hand and his work to the body. His jab to the body, his right hand to the body, and even keeping that left hand down low, it gives the opponent something to think about. Now the final one, which is something that, again, AJ, when he did try and use it against Usyk, he did it in kind of a way that, as I said, Usyk's ring IQ seen it coming, is the uppercut. Now AJ has a very good uppercut, right? It's an underrated uppercut. But against Oleksandr Usyk, when he tried to use it, he tried to push Usyk's head down, to which Usyk was able to respond, acknowledge what was happening, and adjust accordingly to block it. Now, if you're fighting from the orthodox stance, and you have a southpaw like Oleksandr Usyk, who likes to, as Teddy Atlas would say, put the old earmuffs on, an uppercut from the orthodox stance, if you lead, especially a right uppercut, if you lead with a jab, and then disguise that uppercut underneath it, it is a golden punch if you've got a southpaw coming at you with the earmuffs on, as Oleksandr Usyk likes to do, and you're throwing that from the orthodox stance. Let's look at AJ's uppercut. We won't look at the Klitschko fight. The Klitschko fight is a good example of an uppercut, but let's look at someone who's a bit more similar in dimensions to Oleksandr Usyk. Alright, let's look at Kubrat Pulev and have a quick look at some of the uppercuts AJ landed on him. Alright, so here we go. This is in their fight. This is in the 9th round. Look at that, nice little uppercuts, but that one specifically there, look at that. So you see AJ landed the uppercuts on up close with Pulev, but he jabs, boom, right uppercut. That was what did it. That pretty much started it all off, and another uppercut to end the fight. That was in the 9th round. So you look at that. Now obviously that wasn't the best clip. I just took that from a highlight sketch, but I slowed it down as well for you. You can see one of the uppercuts he lands. Let's just look at it again real quick, alright? So landed them uppercuts, looks nice there. Jab, boom. Boom. That was in the 9th round, and boom. So look at that. Up close, nice uppercut. Jab, boom. And I don't care if Usyk has a good chin. You get hit with an uppercut like that, you're going to feel it. You get hit with an uppercut like that, you're going to feel it. As I stated, a southpaw like Oleksandr Usyk coming in with the earmuffs up. Alright? A right uppercut thrown from the orthodox stance when you have an opponent coming at you like that is a great punch to have in your arsenal. And I think those 3 key points, if AJ can find a way to work them successfully into his game, Usyk potentially having a weakness there with the body. Potentially. Right? AJ's low left hand and his body attack, a sustained body attack, just not to be going in there trying to throw hooks and combinations to the body like Canelo Alvarez, but even jabs. A jab, a right hand to the body. take the legs out of Oleksandr Usyk. He's done that in fights. We've seen it. I've showed you. And last but not least, the uppercut. The uppercut thrown from the orthodox stance when you have a southpaw coming in with the earmuffs on is a great punch to have in your arsenal. So, they're my 3 reasons why I think Anthony Joshua beats Oleksandr Usyk. How do you feel the two compare? So I've done my 3 steps for Usyk, 3 steps for AJ. Obviously, closer to the fight, I'll do a full-blown prediction breakdown video, and I'll go into depth as to why I feel person A will beat person B. You know what I mean? I think most people know who I'm picking in this fight, but nevertheless, we'll still do a prediction video. I might see Usyk train and look terrible. I might change my mind. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But for the time being, I have an idea who's going to win this fight. I've said it several times. These are my keys to why I think AJ can win. As I said with Usyk, how he can win. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've watched both videos, which do you feel really kind of just hits at you and says, nah, G, you got this one spot on. The keys that you made about Usyk, AJ, it resonates with me, and I'm going to pick AJ based upon this, or I'm going to pick Usyk based upon this. Let me know in the comment section. Having said that, we don't know what way either guy is going to come in. Like I said about Usyk in the first fight, how do we know that wasn't 80% Oleksandr Usyk? Is that the best Usyk on the night? I mean, Usyk, when he went through the gears in the 12th round, he didn't even look like he hit top gear. He could have probably stopped AJ in that. Usyk, if he really put it on AJ, he could have done it a lot earlier. So I suspect Usyk has way more gears to go through. Anthony Joshua, with a new trainer, there's still a lot about AJ that I'm questioning. Not his dedication, but just where his head's at. He's contradicted himself a lot in interviews over the last few months. And look, people could say, you mention it when AJ contradicts himself, but you don't mention it when Fury does. It's like, yeah, that's Fury's nature. He's always contradicted himself. It's out of character for AJ. That's when your eyebrows start raising. When a fighter is acting out of character, you're thinking, hang on a minute, red flags are going off here. If Fury said, I had lunch with the Pope and then I went and met Boris Johnson, and both guys said, I never met this guy in my life, I wouldn't bat an eyelid, because it'd be like typical Fury. Probably poor analogies to Pope and Boris Johnson. That's an interesting thought. But you know what I mean. So, anyway, that's a whole topic for another video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you found it useful. Let me know what you think of this little series that I do, breaking these fights down. Of course, there's plenty more fights we could do this for, and I think we will going forward, because I enjoy doing these. They're good fun to have a look at just the little finite details of both fighters. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Of course, if you could, smash the like button. Less than 250 subs off 8K. Big push. Surely we can do it. Actually, in fact, we could probably easily do it by the end of July. Easy work. 200 subs by the end of July, easy work. I've done that loads of times. I've done way more than 200 most months anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hope you enjoy the peeps. Leave you with that. Peace.